So we're talking about the life alter class, basically bringing in the things that you want in your life. And, this is tied to the vibrational healing. When we did the vibrational healing class, it was a bit of an overview, and we broke it up into like frequency and resonance and harmonics and, these different aspects. This is tied to the harmonics component. It basically has to do with patterns. And when we think about it from the point of view of just like symptoms in the body, we, we have a hard time kind of understanding what this is. But basically, there are these like patterns or momentums, these rhythms that are put in place that continue to manifest. And if you look at the idea of like in prayer, like you say your prayer and then you end the prayer with amen, right? So on one level, that is, so be it. It's actually an aspect or a name of God, and really, what that means is you're asking for a prayer. You're asking to bring something into form. You're asking to bring something in, and when you say Amen, that means that it's to continue, even though you turn your attention elsewhere. Right? So, like you say your prayer and then you go, Amen. You don't keep thinking about the prayer, but by using the idea of Amen, it continues even though you got to go to the store and deal with the kids and, go to sleep and do your laundry and, all those things. Well, we have things that are in motion because of the way we grew up, because of things that have happened to us, traumas, substantial events from the past. And we also have things that are in motion that we incarnated with. We also have certain tendencies within us that, we behave a certain way because of expectations when we were young or expectations in the workplace, those have to, need to, those kinds of things that are in motion. And we don't really put a lot of thought into it, but we still kind of behave in that way. And there are situations that, if you look in the workplace or something like that, most workplaces aren't really looking out for what's best for you. They're looking out what's best for the company or for, the owner or whatever that is. And you could say there's almost like these levels or degrees of oppression that are put forth that they're so low grade that we really don't pay attention to them, but they're there. And all of these kind of build up and add up and keep us drifting away from who we are, what we want, and kind of what our purpose is in this life, or what our our desires or goals are in this life. And you could say that you're slowly over a period of time degenerating out of an alignment with your true nature, your true self, your inner self that we try to make sense of out of over a period of time, but it starts to get harder and harder. We kind of lose ourselves a little bit. We look to the environment or we look to other people to help put us into alignment, but really those patterns are still us. We are the ones that signed off on them, even though we might not be doing the things that we want to do. And so creating your life altar is basically an idea of whatever you're focused on is what is going to become your reality in your life. And if we spend a lot of time with repetitive thoughts or repetitive emotional patterns or instinctive responses that don't really serve us, that is still what is coming into our reality. That is still what we become. And so how do we stop the momentum of these things? And how do we establish the momentum that we would like to bring in? How do we bring in those things that are important to us? How do we achieve our goals? And this goes much further past just simple materialization. And, we did a lot of work with the three brains, which is tied to developing what you would call active clairvoyance. Um, that was not the practice. That was practicing for like deeper levels of the techniques. And this is really based on tantric inner practices. I mean, tantric simply means like inner practices. But, you know, a lot of individuals had very strong positive responses to doing the three brain practice. And what we've done so far is good, but there are these practices that are about embodying who you are, embodying your true nature, embodying the examples that you would like to bring into your life. That all those practices that we did with three brain were just like a practice run. You're getting used to doing what you're doing, but there is a much deeper practice. There's a much more potent practice, and it is about aligning with yourself and aligning with your true nature and your purpose in this life. So this is about breaking patterns. This is about establishing patterns, and this is about helping you to be a better version of yourself, like a more aligned version of yourself. Not really better because we're not good enough. It's that we've ended up drifting away from who we are. And it's really about just shedding the negativity of the past or past experiences, people's expectations, and aligning with the things that we hold dear. So I hope you can join us, and I hope that helps.